And I believe whatever doesn't mill you simply makes you stranger. Alright, what is up my friends? Welcome to another Monday video here on CoolStuffInc.com. We got a wacky one for you today. This deck came from Dylan MTG's Twitter. Dylan MTG is a content creator who played this deck somewhat recently on their stream on YouTube. And I've changed some cards here, but I saw the deck and was pretty intrigued. This is a Simic mill deck. Of course, most mill decks are usually Dimir, right? We've got, Draw on the Lock and all your mill cards and so on and so forth. But different angle here. Pushing the landfall to its maximum. Now, of course, Zendikar Rising gave us Ruin Crab, giving us the full 8 crabs to go along with our Hedron Crabs, allowing us to kind of shift the main plan of the mill deck to be a little more crab focused. Well, this deck goes a little further than that. Phantasmal Image is here to give us 12 crabs. That's right, 12 crabs. So primary plan, make a bunch of crabs, make some land drops, and kill your opponent. And that is seen here with cards like Explorer and Growth Spiral and Arboreal Grazer, allowing us to kind of make some extra land drops, really kind of turbo out this crab thing. That's part one. All right, so the other part that does not work is a little combo between Fraying Sanity, of course, a reasonable mill card here. The Mana Curse, beginning of each end step, enchanted player mills X cards, where X is the number of cards put in their graveyard. So it counts for their stuff too. They crack a fetch land, lava spike you, and lightning bolt you. They're going to mill for 3. But the real important thing here is how this interacts with our mill cards, of course. You mill them for 13, they mill 13 more cards. Doubles all of our mill effects. Well, Maddening Cacophony, whatever it is, another Zendikar Rising card here, is an interesting card. It's an 8-card Glimpse the Unthinkable. So 2 mana, mill 8. But if you kick it, it ends up being a Traumatize, where you get to mill half your opponent's deck. Well, if you mill half their deck, and then they have to double that, carry the 1, and yeah, that's their entire deck. So a little bit of a combo here. So Maddening Cacophony is already a playable card in the mill deck. We actually seen some of the Dimir mill decks move towards this and away from Glimpse the Unthinkable, because this is just easier to cast, right? Well, now we have kind of a backdoor combo here, where we're already trying to make extra land drops for our Ruin Crabs and our Hedron Crabs anyway. We already want to play Fraying Sanity anyway. We already want to play Maddening anyway. But now we have this backdoor 2-card kill combo where the Fraying Sanity in play, tap 6 lands, play the kicker, and then win the game on the spot. So that's pretty cool too. Of course, we have Archive Trap as usual. Arboreal Grazer stands in for our little acceleration here, a little defense, a little blocking. Not a lot of interaction here. No drama locks, no fatal pushes. So we're really going to be trying to race our opponent for the most part with our mill. Mana base contains some Field of Ruins to help turn on the Archive Traps when our opponent's not playing fetch lands, and a couple of Simic Growth Chambers. Bounce lands and Explore effects are quite good together, and we can also do the cool thing of just playing it to bounce it over and over again if we stall out in the mid-game and want to keep getting landfall triggers. Sideboard's got 2 Cyclonic Rift as our interaction of choice in case they have Leonine Sanctity or some sort of hate card. Surgicals, of course. Worst thing for a mill deck is your opponent playing graveyard deck, so 4 Surgicals there. Weather of a Storm against Burn, kind of a cool card. And Veil of Summer against black decks and counterspell decks, and Ensnaring Bridge against creature decks. So kind of a more streamlined, interesting, rampy approach to mill. I'm pretty pumped to try it out. But first, quick word from our sponsor at CoolStuffInc.com.
Cool Stuff Inc. is proud to sponsor Jim Davis. We offer great deals on card games, tabletop RPGs, board games, and more. Get a free token featuring Jim Davis and take 5% off your next order if you use the code JIM5 at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
All right, round 1, 12 crab. Let's go. That is a hand of magic cards. Okay, so no crabs. We do have our Fraying Sanity and an Archive Trap. Explore. We're on the draw here, which isn't ideal. Fraying Sanity Trap. This hand draws to Maddening Cacophony really well. It's not great, honestly. We definitely could just ship this hand. It's definitely not great. I'm going to keep, though. I'm going to see how this Fraying Sanity plays out. Shambling Vent. Alrighty then. Sure. All right, Breeding Pool. Sure. Not ideal, but typically we want to hold on to our fetch lands for our crabs. So, oops. Overgrown Tomb. Sure. I think a Tarmogoyf us here and make our. All right, so we're gonna trap them in response here. So we could in theory hit one of the equipments they're trying to go for. And we could try and wait till Fraying Sanity's down, but that's kind of a whiles away. So should I fire off a trap now? We end up milling 0 equipments. Looks like they're just a like an Abzan, like a Jund Abzan deck. However, they didn't find anything. Does that mean both the equipments are already in their hand? That is interesting. Another land. All right, it's 2 lands in a row here. Not exactly what we're looking for, but that's fine. Sanctum, we get to explore. Another Fraying Sanity, sure. So we'll just play a Simic Growth Chamber here, and I guess we're gonna bounce the Botanical Sanctum, and say go. Pretty bad draws, having drawn essentially only lands, but it's okay. It's okay. We can get our Fraying Sanity down, start working that angle, I guess. Tarmogoyf is a 6/7. Slight downside to a mill deck, of course. This make your opponent's Tarmogoyf's huge, but another Explore. Okay, well now we can explore into Fraying Sanity, I guess. So just start with the Explore and see what's up. Another Archive Trap? Sure. So we can go Sanctum, Field of Ruin, Fraying Sanity, enchanting them. So once again, whenever each end step, enchanted player mills X cards, X number of cards put in their graveyard. So we obviously just cast Archive Trap. Archive Trap will be 26 cards milled. They currently have 36 cards. We could also use we can actually just play Fraying Sanity again and then field them and then trap them. I think they're just dead. I believe these will stack. So as long as we get Thoughtseize here, I think we're in great shape. Sure. So I believe they're dead. You can untap. I mean, despite drawing 100,000 lands, I believe they are dead. So we get to just Field of Ruin them. We get an island. Search. We play other Fraying Sanity, enchanting them. This doesn't work, we're dead. So I'm pretty sure that this is going to be all their cards. So a little Archive Trap action. So pretty good considering that we drew pretty bad that game. So Fraying Sanity paid off pretty well. Their hand was pretty slow, to be fair. Their hand was definitely not great. But all right, so sideboarding considerations here. They're definitely not super fast, so I'm not super worried about probably should look at the graveyard, look more closely. But Veil of Summer is awkward against Thoughtseize. It's hard to get going. It can stop removal spells, but it's pretty awkward just in general. Surgical is fine. It's not really great. Might want to cut except where's it gonna block? I don't even know if I want a sideboard, honestly. I don't really have anything I want to surgical. Even if they have Lingering Soul or something like that, we don't really care about that. It's too slow to matter. And they're gonna have, they probably have trophies or decays for Ensnaring Bridge. Cyclonic Rift is it's fine. It's okay. I don't think it's better than the cards we have in our deck. So I think it's just fine. We just resubmit. We will need to draw some spells this game. Hopefully, they had a Thoughtseize that game. We probably were in big trouble. So definitely, sure. That's some more spells. A little better. We can keep this. No crabs to be seen, but we need an equipment in our deck for Phantasmal Image. They play Stoneforge Mystic. We can steal it. We just can't draw any crabs. Honestly, that's fun. It's fun. Next turn, just explore, play another land. We can image a Goyf or something like that to buy some time. Of course, image beyond just copying your crabs, Phantasmal Image is just a very solid Magic card. You can buy a lot of time. Sure, Tarmogoyf. This deck that literally only draws lands. It's actually pretty funny. Playing 24 lands, that's like a decent amount, but all right. I think we're just gonna explore. I mean, next turn we can like Growth Spiral, Image the Tarmogoyf. All right. I guess we're gonna like we'll fetch a duel up. I think that we're gonna have to play a fetch eventually, so we're still holding 2 fetches for crabs. So, all right, so go. That does grow a Tarmogoyf. Supposed to say Liliana here. You got plenty of land to discard. Sure, that's fine. I mean, drawing a crab here would be nice. So we could crab Image and start fetching. Just discard Island. Got a ways to go. They discarded the Batter Skull. Wow. Because that makes Tarmogoyf bigger, sure. Hey, we drew a crab. Sweet. All right, so you can play crab. And then we can image it. Play a fetch land. We mill a lot of cards. Let's make the Tarmogoyf a lot bigger. They can't edict us, obviously, with Liliana, but we still have a crab, so we're just going to do it now. Let's just go fetch a land right now. Let's get the breeding pool tapped. So now they're at 38 cards. Still a lot of cards. They are playing Lingering Souls, which is pretty funny. And this is an old school deck here. Sure. So they now have 14 cards in the bin. We're almost close to getting our Visions from Beyond off, which is nice. Target player stacks of creatures. So we're going to sacrifice the Image because it's more vulnerable. They attack for 5. Sure. Another Goyf, sure. That is lethal, so not ideal here. And they shock, and they play another Goyf. Oh my god. Okay, so now we are dead on board. So we gotta make some moves here. Gotta make some moves. Another Image. Okay. So we can copy, Spiral, and then play Ancestral Recall. And we can mill at most like 24 cards, which is not really enough. They also have an Edict on tap too, so we're just dead on board currently. We need to decide if we can find a way to not be dead on board. So we need to block 2 Tarmogoyfs. So they've got a real. This is like probably their best possible draw against us. Just like draw a million Tarmogoyfs because all their other threats like Lingering Souls, Tyar's Tracker, Stoneforge Mystic are all really slow. Whereas Goyf does kill very quickly. This is turn 4. We're dead on board. So I guess we could just draw another 1-drop, right? So let's just play out. Start with, just go for it. Play Image. Copy this. We're going to fetch Island first. A bunch of cards. Fulminator Mage, cute. Get islands. Mill a bunch of cards. Now we can actually recall our Visions before we spiral. So we're actually going to do that. So let's play Visions from Beyond. Ancestral Recall, draw 3 cards. Archive Trap. Unfortunately, they're not going to shuffle. We need to draw another creature to block with. So I guess we're going to have Visions again. Recall. That's actually awesome. Arboreal Grazer. Trigger, put in Sanctum. Mill a bunch more cards. Now they have 19 cards left. And if they fetch or shuffle, they're dead. So we have our Archive Traps. So that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Oops. Play a side creature. Sure, we'll sack our Grazer. We need to block with 2 crabs here. Best possible draw would be a Field of Ruin, which would kill them. So I suppose that's to 3. Play Stoneforge Mystic. That's old school. I respect that. I respect that a lot. All right, sure. You got me. We are dead to Siege Rhino. That's very fair. Very fair. Top card was not a thing. So that was a pretty good hand on their part. Pretty good hand. Again, I don't think I want to bring in Cyclonic Rift. Like, that's like it seems like that's the upper ceiling of their deck as far as it is against us, because all their grindy cards are bad against us. And now we're on the play, so we should be a little faster. So we came close to winning that game anyway. Despite the fact they had a multi-Tarmogoyf draw and our hand was a little awkward. So not a problem. Not a problem going into game 3 here. We are on the play, so Veil of Summer is a little more appealing. But realistically, there aren't that many things to stop besides from counters, from discard spells. Those are hard to stop anyway. Just hard to leave a mana up on the early turns for it. So this is fine. Crazy game. Crazy game. The old Tarmogoyf. If we had like Relic of Progenitus or something like that over Surgical, which could be an option for the sideboard, honestly, would be a lot better in a scenario like this. But okay. Well then, this is a really, really awkward hand. We've drawn our colorless land and our bounce land. If this is an island or produce blue mana, this hand would be insane. You would just go turn 1 crab, and you can do the chamber. As it is right now, it would just be field on 1, chamber on 2, and then we're still like only have 1 blue to cast our spells. I really do hate mulliganing into Thoughtseize deck, but we might need to send some back, which is kind of stinky. Yeah, because it's also like we have to use like all of our land drops before we can even play crap. I'm gonna mulligan. It's tough, but all right. I mean, this is better. It's not great, but hopefully this isn't the game to go Thoughtseize. Mulling on the play against Thoughtseize deck does suck. We're gonna bottom Forest here. All right, and then this requires 20 cards. All right, we're gonna fire the crab off. There's definitely times you want to just hold the crab until turn 2 to guarantee the value off of it, but I imagine they have some fatal pushes, maybe some path exiles. The path is obviously fine on turn 1. They have push here, sure. All right, so we get punished. We miss out on milling some cards, but Flooded Strand, sure. Hand is a little thin here. I guess we're going to cast the Maddening Cacophony. Cacophony? Whatever it is. It's not really that good. We just mill 8 cards. Doesn't actually do anything. Maybe we're trying to hold on to it. Because we're not even getting close to Visions from Beyond here either. I'm just going to say go. Rough start on the mulligan. They had the answer to our crab on turn 1. Could have maybe just held the crab for turn 2, but kind of like the idea of a mixture of relics and surgicals on the board. Surgical's like okay, but relic seems much more on plan because it allows us to, in a synergy deck, relic feels really, really good because you get to cycle it and get more of your synergy cards together. Bloomin' Marsh. Another Tarmogoyf. This is their 4th Tarmogoyf. They played 3 this art Tarmogoyfs, so sure. All right, and another Lando. Now we're definitely going to hold this because we're not going to be pumping the Tarmogoyf up for no reason, and maybe we can like kick it later or something, or we're just going to play lands as they go. It's pretty poor draw here. We could like cast Visions, just naked, but I'm not ready to do that just yet. We'll see what they do this turn. 2 is less than 5. Grim Flare. Okay. I guess good choice not to play the disc or mill spell. Arboreal Grazer. I mean, it blocks Grimflare, which is kind of amusing. The Grimflare would mill them, which is also kind of amusing. And like, so like we're in this weird like game of chicken where like we don't want to mill them to get Delirium, but we kind of also want to mill them and they don't want to mill themselves kind of thing. I think we're just gonna go Grazer, put in a land, and we're gonna hold one of our land. I guess we could like kick this thing and then have visions. I guess we want to actually put the lands in play. You know, we could obviously hold the lands for you know, drawing crabs and stuff, but I think that being able to kick this next turn and then be able to cast visions is pretty sweet. So we'll just say go here, see what they do. Much more time this game. They missed a land drop, and we have a blocker for their 2/2. Okay, that's pretty bad. Sure. Fortunately, the Tarmogoyf has gotten much, much larger now. And a Stoneforge Mystic, sure. Yeah, I mean, not ideal. Not ideal. All right, so what are we drawing to here? I guess Fraying Sanity plays, sure. Say go. Can't sword yet unless they have a land, which they did not have last turn. Or they had a land last turn, but didn't have it the turn prior, so. Okay. It's pretty bad. 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're dead next turn. They have 46 cards. Yeah, we're in pretty big doo-doo here. That's a land. That's an archive trap. It's not enough though. Not enough. It's only 26 cards and they have 46. So, all right, tough game there. Tough game. We definitely helped them out a lot with their graveyard stuff. Relics would have been pretty cool. Kind of stinky to mulligan on the play against the discard. Our hand wasn't very good this game. We almost won that last game too, where they just drew triple Tarmogoyf, which is probably the best card against us. So, not great first match there. Old school Abzan. Obviously, they have the removal spells for our crabs and the discard spells, which just kind of slow down our main plan regardless. I think Relics would have helped a lot there. Would have helped a lot. Still have his Tarmogoyfs down. I guess Relic is awkward with Visions of Beyond. That's true. But I don't know. Tough first match. All right, on the play for match number 2 here. And all lands to no lands, sure. Triple Crab, which is awesome. But it's a 1-lander, which is not awesome. And obviously we need lands to make our cards function. We obviously could go Crab on 1 and then Visions of Beyond on 2 if we miss a land, but that seems terrible. Real tough here. On the draw, we probably keep this. But we just can't keep this in the play, I don't think. Just non-functional. We don't draw a land in the first draw step or 2. So we'll mulligan. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. Keep this. We'll ship the Growth Spiral. All right, it's a decent start here. We're going to Crab here because we're getting Crab on 2 and then fetch. Just get Island. Don't know what we're playing against Burn or something like that. Crab people. Fiery Islet. Serum Visions. Nice scry. Nice scry. So, could be like Storm of the Prowess. They go top, sure. So obviously, aren't going to stay there for very long. Hedron Crab. And we mill Mountain Through the Breach, Pentad Prism, and lands. Some sort of Emrakul strategy, which means we can't win game 1. Okay, that's pretty stupid. So of course Emrakul will shuffle in. We actually cannot win game 1 against an Emrakul deck, as is the pain of most mill decks, unfortunately. I guess we'll see some more of their deck, but that is pretty annoying. Once we have Surgicals in for game 2, we can win because we can Surgical the Emrakul's, but without Surgical, we actually just can't win. They also have World Spine Ward. Yeah, so of course World Spine Worm shuffles in if it goes to the graveyard. They're also playing Vessel of Volatility. This is ridiculous. Sure. I guess modern is modern sometimes. It sure is. Ilrag the Razeboar. Vessel of Volatility. Sure. So Vessel makes a bunch of red mana next turn. Okay. Arboreal Grazer. Awkward. I guess we're going to have Visions. We're not going to play Explorer. I mean, we're just looking at their deck here. They have Emrakul too. All right, so yeah. We just can't win game 1. So, of course, Emrakul shovels back in if it goes to the graveyard. We have no way to exile it. So, at any point, if we would mill them, they just Emrakul instead. So, we actually just can't win game 1, which is kind of lame, obviously, but sure. I'm playing Mutavault too. Could have looked at more of their deck, I guess. But that's fine. That's fine. All right, bringing 4 Surgical Attractions. Pretty easy game. We're going to cut maybe 2 Grazers. I mean, they're gonna have fetch lands. You could shape like a Field of Ruin, maybe, and maybe a Growth Spiral. Sure. So now we can win. Unfortunately, they have World Spine Worm and Emrakul, which means we need to Surgical them twice, which is just kind of ridiculous. It's worse than just an Emrakul deck, which is it's actually preposterous, honestly. It's probably the worst possible thing that we could play against is that any deck that contains the card Emrakul the Aeonstorn, and they have 2 different named Emrakuls in World Spine Worm also. So pretty unfortunate pairing here, but sure. You probably need to get pretty lucky to win. I'm just gonna keep this. So fire off the crab and just draw a card. Hope we can draw land. We have multiple cantrips too, so pretty ridiculous. It's kind of like someone's playing a prank on me, but sure. Bottom wall gets 6. Scalding Tarn, sure. Tap land, go. Draw, not a land. Draw, not a land. No good. No good. Pentad Prism. Makes 2 mana next turn. I mean, honestly, it's going to be very difficult to win anyway. So if we're going to draw badly in a match, it should be this one where we're 5% to win the match regardless. So totally fine. Get our bad luck out now. They going to play the old Through the Breach on us. Man, Modern really took a huge step back. We went from they banned the Euro and the cards recently, and now we're back to playing Siege Rhino and Through the Breach Emrakul. All right, so not a very fun match, obviously. Again, unfortunately, the card Emrakul the Aeonstorn is just a card that mill decks don't really beat, unfortunately. So obviously you don't need to draw it or anything. It's just literally this one Emrakul, and you ever want to beat a mill deck, you just put one Emrakul in your sideboard and board it in, and they'll struggle to win because they need to put together a Surgical Attraction for it also, and also they need to execute their core strategy and then also have Surgical Attraction too before you can execute your strategy, which is a pretty tall order. Pretty tall order. All right, let's look for a little better luck here in round 3. We won the die roll again, which is a good start, and we have a crab. Pretty balanced hand here. We can keep this. We're gonna crab on 1. We could just play tap land on 1, then go crab on 2, land, Grazer, we draw land. Little land light hand, but it's fine. I started to think how much of my life has been wasted because my opponent has to stop my upkeep and did not pass priority. This is a very common occurrence on Magic Online. All right, so play the crab, say go. Opponent's like breeding pool head or ruined crab. What's going on here? What's going on here? Okay. Blood Crypt tapped. So we have a crab that's alive. Cool. Draw land? Not draw land. Drew a crab, which is pretty cool. So awkward. We don't have a third land here, which is kind of stinky. But hopefully they're not playing Dredge, because that would be actually comical at this point. Oh, look, they are playing Dredge. Okay. I'm sure that I'm not being. If I was streaming right now, I think people were trying to queue into me with the decks that are really good against us. But that's okay. We're gonna pass priority here and just say go. They get to dredge nothing yet, which is good. Unfortunately, we had a Conflagrate. So they can just kill both my crabs with Conflagrate and ditch their hand, but they can't dredge yet. They probably have land cathartic because they kept a 7-card hand or 6-card hand with no 1-drop. So return Bloodghast. Yeah, that's a thing you can do. And let's see if they have a cathartic here. No fetch either, which is kind of annoying. So with exactly 6 cards in hand, they could Conflagrate, kill both crabs, and discard their entire hand. That's what they're probably going to do. Which is awkward to say the least. Yeah. So pretty sick here. They've been 2 Loams and a Stinkweed Imp. Sure. We're gonna just pop the fetch here, I guess. I mean, not ideal in any scenario. It's kind of like the Shadow Burn matchup where both decks are trying to do the same thing, sort of. So it ends up being a little weird. All right, we hit Creeping Chill, sure. We also hit an Ox, unfortunately, which is just the worst case scenario by every single measurable metric. We drew on Breeding Pool, because now they can just start exiling cards in their graveyard to Ox, which means that our Visions from Beyond's never going to be good. We are at 14. They're going to dredge most of their deck. I guess Fraying Sanity is pretty good, because if they dredge too much, it'll just kill them, but we're just going to go for it. Fraying Sanity it is. Enchanting you. We can easily just die here, because they can easily just spike 3 more chills and get some Bloodghast and kill us, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Gonna hit the F6 button, sit back, and hope it doesn't get too dirty. They can dredge Stinkweed Imp here, they can Oxymogonus, they can dredge. The thing is, they can dredge most of their deck, but at the same time, like, they will mill a bunch of cards for Fraying Sanity, so they have a lot of math to do here. Unfortunately, we're at 12, having already taken, what, 2 chills? No, 1 chill. 1 chill, and then a hit and some shocks. It just drew naturally. Interesting. They crack a fetch, we've got a mill for 12. The problem is we're effectively at 3 life, because they just have 3 more Creeping Chills in their deck. Then we're effectively at 1, so there's a Bloodghast in play. So we kind of need to win like this turn, which is like kind of a tall order. Winning this turn will probably, because obviously same problem with Emrakul, where if they have an Emrakul in their deck, we struggle to win. Against Dredge, it's not as bad, but effectively we start the game at minus 12 and they're at plus 12 life because of the 4 Creeping Chills. So they're going to Ox, discard the 1 card in their hand, and they're going to draw 3 cards. I wonder if they'll just draw here and not even bother to dredge. Of course, them exiling cards in their graveyard makes our Visions from Beyond look pretty bad, but they dredge once, and they hit a Narco and a Bloodghast, which is pretty good. Attack for 2. So now we're effectively at 1 life point. So we kind of doing the game this turn, which seems very difficult to do. All right, they're going to dredge or mill 3 cards off of our Fraying Sanity. This is 26 cards here, but I don't think that's enough. And a mana for it anyway, so we draw a Crab. So we're going to Vision here and I guess try and draw like a fetch land, which would also kill us anyway, so I don't even know what we can draw here. We drew land, sure, so play Crab. I guess play land. Mill some cards, play Grazer. Nothing to put in. But now, unfortunately, we just can't win because effectively, because of the three creeping chills in their hand or in their deck, we will eventually die, or we can't ever kill them once we go to 9. So, kind of gross. Of course, once we have surgicals, things get much, much easier for us. We actually can interact with them, but problem here is that even if they were to screw up and fetch and we were to archive trap them, we would still die to the creeping chills. Because as long as they attack and put us to 9, we're dead. We're effectively at 1 life right now. Which I'm not going to do anyway, so. So our only hope here is that they're not playing 4 chills, I guess. I don't think that matters, actually, because now we're at 6. We're dead to 2 chills anyways, so. Yeah, pretty tough. Pretty tough. Yeah. All right. So pretty tough matchups so far. The 2 things that the Mill deck does not want to play against are Dredge and Emrakul, and so far I've hit both of them. Not too good. The first matchup obviously was winnable for sure, but now I bring in 4 surgicals, which helps a lot. Not going to bother with the Ensnaring Bridge, Weather the Storm, and all that stuff. It's fine. Surgical's good. Honestly, Vision seems hard to use against them because realistically, they keep exiling cards out of their yard for, like, they keep pulling out Bloodghast and they have Ox of Agonis. So maybe we should cut all 4 Visions and just understand that we're not going to draw a ton of cards, but it's fine. It's probably okay. Let's try this. Yikes. I mean, we can't keep a 1-liner on the play, so we're going to mulligan. That's better. That's better. So, going to keep this. Turn 1 Crab. Turn 2 mill a bunch of cards. Surgical. Target for surgical will vary. It'll either be the card that brings back Amalgam itself, or Creeping Chill. Creeping Chill is probably pretty appealing. Opponent keeps 7, sure. Shipfield of Ruin, sure. Hope they're not Lightning Axe, that would suck. Blood Crypt. Taken 2. Thoughtseize. That's really bad for us, sure. Yeah, that makes our hand much, much, much worse, because now we are much less interested in just, like, jamming to mill them. So obviously milling them is their strategy. Their strategy is to mill their own deck. So, oh, man. So you want to try and like not mill them. I think we play Field of Ruin here. Still mills for 6 cards though, just so many. Oh man. Mill the Bloodghast and an Amalgam. Great. And an Ox. And Nature's Claim? Interesting. No targets for that one. So, no dredge cards, which obviously we want them to dredge, you know, and try and push that angle. But now they can just play a land and get back Bloodghast and prize the Amalgam. You have a lot of land drops here. I mean, we have Delta, Fetch, Fields. That's we have 6, 12. We have 18 cards of mill available, but again, that just without a surgical, it's just doing what they want us to do. Get back Bloodghast, sure. With the surgical, we'd be totally fine here. So we would axe the Bloodghast, they'd be gone, Amalgam wouldn't come back, and we'd force them to do more things. But and they just don't need to do anything. Yeah. Archive Trap. I mean, that's mill a lot of cards. Field of Ruin, Archive Trap. Play land. Mill 3 Stinkweed Imps. And they have Lightning Axe too. They got everything. Jeez. Alright. We're not gonna play Grazer here. I guess we can just hold the trap and just go for a big, huge turn and get them all at once. Sure, we'll play Grazer and just say go. Ideally, I guess I can. They have to search, so it's a forced search on Field of Ruin. So we can like draw another land. Maybe we can just go like fetch, field, crap, and it's enough cards. Hopefully, we're effectively at 8 life, so Grazer blocking is pretty important. Are they going to dredge? No, they're not. Kind of funny how good Euro Titan and Nature's Wrath would be in this deck. You could just turn your crabs on yourself. Like replace the 2 growth spirals with 2 Euros. And when in a spot like this, we can start milling ourselves and try and find Euro. Blasphemy. Blasphemy. So they cycle a cave and they dredge a Stinkweed Imp. Hit a chill and a narco, sure. Probably trying to find some Bloodghast here. So that's the first chill. They have 34 cards left. So we're honestly like sort of getting there. We're going to hold on to the Delta in case we draw another an image or a crab. Hardcast, I'm not going to be sure. It's funny how, again, we are effectively at 2 life here because of the remaining 3, I'm sorry, not 2 life, 5 life here because of the remaining chills, which is kind of ridiculous, but we draw, okay. That's not bad. So now we can just say go, do the whole mill thing, untap, and then mill them for 8. Hope that's enough. So we can, so let's see here. They have 34 cards. Fetch is 6. Field is 6. That's 12. This is 13. So that's 25. And this is 8 more. So that's 33. And they currently have 34 cards. We're drawing cards. So we can get them to put one more card in their graveyard. Then we'll have them here in theory. We also need to, we're effectively at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We can't see the fetch too. I think you have to block with a crab. Yeah, so we're going to say go. Yeah. They've drawn a card for the turn without dredging. They have 6 cards in hand. Moving to combat. So we're effectively at 9. No, I'm sorry, not 9. We are effectively 3, 6, 9. We're effectively at 5. So 4, 3, 2, 1. We gotta fetch though too. So we gotta make some blocks here. We're gonna make maximum blocks. I want to leave the crab in play. So let's go jump here, block here. We go to 12. Which is basically 3. If they have Conflagrate in hand, we're dead. We can't do anything about that, so. I guess if we mill the Conflagrate, we're also dead. But I mean, like, there really is very, very much little we can do here as far as, like, you know, maximizing our stuff. So, if it's a Conflagrate, they're top, you know, 16 cards or whatever, we're just dead. But none there. They brought a Decay. They brought a Decay and Nature's Claims and Thoughtseize. Wow, that's a lot of cards to bring in. Alright, we'll hit the gotta chill in their hand too, so maybe we hit the I don't think the color actually matters, but whatever, hit that. Float a red in combat, sure. Go get our island. Mill 6 more cards. No Conflagrate, please. Cathartic. Lands. Bloodghast. Mesa. Sure. They got the land. Now they're dead. So they have a Haggle. Okay. Discards the Foothills and draws with no dredge. So we go to 11, sure. I think we might have this game, folks. Blast Zone. Comical, but sure. So I can kill my crab, but I don't think that matters. We have 13 and then 8. Collective Brutality. Oh my god. They just have everything. How did they bring in so many cards? They brought in Lightning Axe, Thoughtseize, Abrupt Decay, Nature's Claim, Collective Brutality. That's unbelievable. All right. I mean, now we need to draw a mill card. That's ridiculous. All right, sure. All right, we get 2 more chills. They've got 6 cards left. So we need to draw basically exactly Maddening Cacophony or we're dead. Which is pretty unbelievable. They have the Conflagrate too? Oh my god. Actually, we're just dead now. So they only have 1 card in hand. Only have 1 card in hand. Also, I guess they're draining us for 2. There's 1 chill left. So actually, we can't win. Just preposterous gameplay here. Just preposterous. All right. So now we can't win once again because they have assuming they still have the 4th chill in their deck. I don't know what they cut for all these sideboard cards. They did bring in a lot of cards. So There is an F6 button, opponent. You can just hit the button and then everything just happens. It's great. Don't gotta hit OK a million times. It's pretty awesome, actually. Where you hit yield until next end step. Yield through this turn. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Huh! I don't think it matters. Yeah, it doesn't matter. All right, so I thought we were going to steal that one, actually, but unfortunately we were not. Thoughtseizes on our surgical, all the answers all the way, in probably one of our worst possible matchups, which is unfortunate, but hopefully we can do a little better matchup-wise here, because those last two were pretty tough. All right, round 4. Let's pull it together here. No more Emrakul's, no more dredge decks, please. Let's see what we can do here. All right, we're going to keep. Hand's not great. It's fine. We get a crab. I think it's going to be a turn 1 tap land. Protect our crab here. Just say go. Daddy Grack. Winsapith. Go. Sure. Well, we got some Landos here. Rune Crab. Sword of Fire and Ice, Chase the Mind Sculptor. We can mess with this. We can mess with this, I think. Some sort of Bant Stoneforge Mystic deck. Not playing discard spells or Tarmogoyf, most likely, so. Crack and a fetch, sure. Island, crack and a fetch. So we're going to fetch a response here. Well, they can't path us. We're going to get a tap reading pool and archive trap them. So if they have a Stoneforge Mystic, we can reduce the options there. Possibly spike a dual M they want to get or something like that. So get that. Mill 3. On Thin Ice, Ice Fang Coddle, sure. Some sort of like flickery deck. Force Negation, On Thin Ice, to Fairy Time Raveler, Noble Hierarch, Stoneforge Mystic, Brazen Borrower, sure. Some sort of like Bant Blade deck. So ideally their only removal spell for Hedron Crab is a Path to Exile, which is cool. Hallowed Fountain, sure. Stoneforge Mystic, sure. Which can go get Batterskull, I suppose, is their other equipment. I guess On Thin Ice can nab our crabs too. It's fair. That's fair. That's a card. They get Batterskull. No problem. Spell, please. That's another land. That is another land. Okay. Sure. We're just going to crank out a fetch here. I mean, we're going to just hit Leak Strand. I'm just going to pop off. They're out 23 cards. Not really interested in just playing this for 8 cards. We need more than that. So we're just going to say go. Kind of a comical league so far. I'm not going to lie. I try not to complain too much, but it does feel like we've hit basically the worst possible matchups and drawn horrendously. Just lands and spells, you know? Like, that's all we're asking for here. All right, so I don't think I got a spellcaller in there. That could be a thing. But Field of Ruin, sure. I guess I'd rather Field of Ruin them than Flooded Strand. They're both 2 land drops. I guess this forces a future archive trap. I guess we'll play Flooded Strand, sure. Play this, mill. And this Spellcaller, sure. Alright, I mean, this single crab might just go coast to coast here, honestly. It's pretty funny, actually. So obviously the Batterskull is not much of a threat to us. Much slower than Tarmogoyf is, for sure. Or 9 prized amalgams. Fetch again. Get Island. Alright. Here comes the equipment. Is the Batterskull. They got a full grip and 15 cards in their deck. We really, really want this crab to live. If we can mill 6 more cards, we'll probably be in great shape here. It's also very possible they have no basics left, so Field of Ruin will be a Stone Rain, which is awesome. Hello. Okay. So we're gonna play Field of Ruin. They could have Force Negation. They could have Spell Queller. I don't think we're in a rush to do anything here. I think we're just gonna field them on their turn and play the trap, try to make them use it. They can't. They have to hardcast Force Negation on their turn. They can't play it for free, and that might tap them out of Spell Queller if we can play this on our turn. So we're just gonna go and probably upkeep, do all this stuff. They're going to Stoneforge again? Interesting. What are they going to put in here? And then do I want to respond? Sword of Feast and Famine. Okay. So, upkeep. Field of Ruin. We get Island. They have a land. They have a land. Now they have 8 cards in their deck, and we're going to play this for 0. See if they have the counterspell for it, which they tap out for. Force Negation. Spell Queller does not work on a 5-mana spell. And they're dead. Toski! It's a Toski Blade deck. We saw Toski here last week. All right, that was better. Even though we drew 100, we just literally soloed them with the Ruin Crab. We actually played what, like? We played 3 spells that game. We played Archive Trap, and Ruin Crab, and Lance. Coast to coast with the Ruin Crab. Feels pretty good. All right. Definitely going to be a Veil of Summer matchup. Although, unfortunately, Veil of Summer does not stop Spell Queller. They have mana leaks and force negations and stuff like that, which is fine. Bring these in. Might not want all of them. And then Arboreal Grazer is probably not super necessary here. Not really blocking much. Let's bring in 2 Veils. We got a Growth Spiral too, I guess. The ramping is not nearly as exciting because our kicking Maddening Cacophony with Fraying Sanity in play is like much harder to do against mana leak, so ramping isn't nearly as important. I think this is fun. It does suck that Veil doesn't do anything against Spell Queller, but I'm trying to make it work. I guess we have no way to remove a on thin ice, which would be kind of cool. We could like Cyclonic Rift it for a turn, but ideally we'll have more crabs than they have removal spells. So, of course, Path to Exile much worse against crab than Fatal Push is. Ramps us on turn 1, and if you have multiple crabs in play, it just makes them mill more from the landfall, which is awesome too. So, all right. Double Veil of Summer, no spells to cast. We're going to keep. No Noble Hierarch. Love it. Love it. Not a crab. No crabs, only lands. So Stoneforge here on the play, a little more threatening. It's our pretty poor hand. Batterskull, sure. I feel like a sword is better than Batterskull against us, but sure. Explore. All right. We're gonna get it. Fetch an island here. Makes our chamber much better. Get island. Play explore. Explore will draw. Flooded Strand, sure. Let me just get the Growth Chamber in play. No more lands, please. We've got enough here. We have enough, thank you. And a mana to kick this and protect it with Veil of Summer. It's turn 3, which is not ideal. We can draw the enchantment. That would actually work. I guess they have to Teferi to bounce it, but Noble Hierarch. That was pretty good too. Noble Hierarch's very good in their deck, obviously. Alright, so that's an Archive Trap. Sure. So they got to crack the fetch here, which will allow us to Archive Trap, which is kind of cool. Oh, no. I need to actually search. Guess we just trap now. So they, in theory, if we pass priority again, they could just not put him in Stoneforge and pass back and nullify our trap. We're trying to do this now. Hopefully they have Force Negation. They don't. Sure. So here goes Batterskull. Yep, sure. Path to Exile, Force Negation to Fairy, on Thin Ice, Mana Leak, Spellcaller, on Thin Ice, Force Negation, on Thin Ice. They play like a Jace here or something. We're probably going to burn a Veil of Summer. Just draw a card because our hand is so unbelievably bad. Teferi, sure. I guess Veil's also, with Teferi and play, Veil's dead anyway. I'm just going to burn bolt them actually. Visions from Beyond. They've got 15 cards in the bin, not quite. Oh my god, the lands just unreal. Just unbelievable. Alright, we can Maddening them and then play a Recall. They have 3 cards in hand. They do have Mana Leak available, but they're gonna just minus Teferi to draw a card. Sure. Alright, so I think I'm pretty happy they Mana Leak this, because I actually want the real card I want to resolve is Visions. So we're gonna not play a land first and then cast this. We mill Veil of Summer, Elder Gargaroth. That's a beef stick. Now they have 23 cards in the bin. So I guess we're gonna recall. Recall? Is that okay? Okay. I mean, that's a start, I suppose. Now I have his Fraying Sanity too. Fortunately, we can't recall into a crab. We can play the crab, but there's a decent amount of lands here. So we just recall again. We're gonna have 6 mana next turn. I guess we do. Hopefully we draw one of our million crabs. Nope, no crabs. That's actually unreal. We've seen almost half our deck. Alright. I guess. Okay. So no. I guess we'll move to discard. Discarding Sanctum. Oh, they have a sword here. Oh my god, they have a sword. All right, now we're super dead. We actually were in. I think we were still like in pretty good shape to win this game, but the sword ups the clock by far too much, and we can't win the game next turn. So, yeah, I mean, pretty tough game here. I really couldn't imagine drawing any worse. Our keep was a little loose, but like, I mean, deck is called 11 Crab for a reason, you know. This is 8 9 damage. 9 damage. And we're at 5. And then I don't know how we survive. Right on time. Right on time. There you are, buddy. I guess we can, like, in theory, if they have nothing, we win. So we go Crab, Fetch, Sanity, Cacophony. Alright, sure. Crab. Do I have basics left? I think I do. Fetch. Alright. Fetch. They have a path too? No. If they have nothing, I'm pretty sure we win. 6, 12, 13, or 6, 12s. I mean, whatever. We're just going to cast our spells, so. It's hard to really imagine them to have literally nothing here. Yeah, sure, remand. All right, so now we're dead. This because our crab can't block the germ, unfortunately. So we'll just cast this to look at their deck. See what else they brought in. But yeah, pretty tough game there. I mean, if we just drew any crab in our first 25 cards, you probably would have won this game. Brazen Borrower, all right, sure. Sort of Feast and Famine too. So they have three equipments, which is fine. 6, we're dead. That's fine. On the play for game 3. Keep a better hand. Where them crabs at? Where them crabs at? I guess Veil of Summer is pretty awkward against Teferi. Maybe we shape and put it in the spiral for one of the Veils. Or on the play, too, so resolving things is easier on the play. Like, Veil's bad against Queller and Teferi, so... Alright, playing first. I mean, this is the game they're going to have on thin ice to kill my crab. We can't... If they don't have any removal in the deck, we can keep this, but, like, you obviously just can't keep this in. Alright, sure. That is a lot better. So we're going to keep this. We're going to ship one of the Maddenings. One of them against a 6 also. Question is, do we crab on 1? I kind of want to explore on 2 and try to find our third land for sanity, so I think we do. If they have land on thin ice, they have to have basic planes off of fetch and thin ice, so... And if they have it, we get to explore and try to play Fraying Sanity. If they have Path to Exile, then we get to cast Sanity on turn 2, which is pretty busted. Looks like they got it. Please be Path and not on thin ice. No, Temple Garden. A Noble? It's nothing. So it's a Path, sure. That's fine. Crab there, pretty good draw. Probably Path in response. No. Okay. What would they leave mana open for? Huh. Okay. I guess we're gonna like upkeep mill them. I mean, I can't. Maybe Veil of Summer? That's why they shocked. Why would they do this? I guess Veil does actually hard counter. No, it doesn't actually, because this doesn't target. Because Veil would give them hexproof from blue spells. All right, so we're gonna upkeep, crack this, get a breeding pool, mill some more cards. Sure. Maybe you need to draw land, but this is definitely a pretty reasonable start. Or already built Batterskull and Sword of Feast and Famine too. So we didn't get the best sword, but it still slows down Stoneforge by a decent amount. Well, I guess the sword can kill the crabs. Stoneforge Mystic, sure. We want to draw land here. A fetch land here would be unbelievable because the Fraying Sanity would count the Hedron Crab stuff too. Get Sword of Fire and Ice. We draw a Polluted Delta. Okay. That's kind of cute. So, play Explore and draw. There's your fetch land. I guess you want to just maximize our mills for this turn. Yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape. I guess they could have like easily a Force Negation too. We can't really like lean on our Fraying Sanity too hard, I don't think. Force Negation is a really easy card for them to have. Also Spellcaller and Mana Leak and stuff. So let's just play Growth Chamber. Mill some cards. It's funny, we could bounce Growth Chamber here, honestly, and then just play the Flooded Strand. And just have Growth Chamber to play every turn for the rest of the games. Mill 6 every turn. If we assume that we're not going to resolve Fraying Sanity or anything like that. Otherwise, we just have 5 mana next turn and no land drops. I'm sorry, we have one more land drop with the Breeding Pool, but next turn is Sanity and Maddening. Yeah, we're going to bounce the Breeding Pool. And then we're going to just go for the fetch land and do the whole thing. We're already in really good shape here, I think, so there's no reason to go crazy about anything. Alright, so they've got 20 cards left, and it's turn 3. This is how it's supposed to work. We're playing all these crabs in our deck. We play a few crabs early, boom, 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 do the thing, you know? It's taking an hour and 18 minutes, but we're finally realizing the plan here. No Emrakuls, no Prized Amalgams, no Creeping Chills in our way. Play lands they go, sure. Oh, you drew Veil of Summer too? That's a sick one. Alright, so we're just gonna play Fraying Sanity. Let's see if they have like a spell queller here. Could have forced to. Mana Leak. So the question is, do I want to veil this? Or just, I mean, we just veil this, right? If they like force something like that, we just play Breeding Pool and mill much cards and just say go. Sure. So the good news is that they just can't put Sword in here, which is like totally fine. So this exchange, so they're not pressuring us at all. And they can't deal with my crabs, they're just gonna die. So this puts them to 11 cards. 13 cards, can't do math. And we just say go. Now basically any land drop kills them. We've milled all 4 copies of On Thin Ice, so they would have to path here to kill these anyway. And a path would mill 3 cards regardless. We have 8 cards here. Pretty sure we just can't win the game before we are able to kill them. Also, Sword of Fire and Ice is a forced draw. So that is also mean though they will mill faster. Glacial Floodplain. Cute. Very cute. Archive Trap. Okay. I guess we'll just Archive Trap them on their turn. Hardcast. Or when they put the sword in. Just there you go. It's cool that with the extra ramp in our deck that Archive Trap's much more castable too. So let's cast this. They would need another Force Negation to counter it. And if they have that, we still have this Maddening Cacophony. Alright. We did it, folks. We did it. No Emrakul's, no Creeping Chills. We found the W, and the deck functioned as intended. That's magic for you. You got to slog through the bad ones to get to the good ones. You know, not every game's going to work out. Sometimes your opponent will have the nuts against you. Sometimes your deck won't function, but it's all worth it when it comes together, you know? All right, folks, let's finish strong. Match number 5. We're on an upswing now. I appreciate all y'all who have held on this long. I know occasionally people will see a bad match and they'll just stop watching the videos. If you're still here, I want you to know I appreciate you. Seriously. Thank you so much. Let's go. Now, see, this is what we're trying to do here. Just a million crabs. Just the whole point of the deck. Just crab. It's just not hard. I don't know why we can't do it. You know, here we are. Let's go. Flooded Strand. Rob Alexander's a really good artist, but I must say the art on Flooded Strand is a little uninspired. A little washed out, you know? A little washed out. Opponent mulligans to 5. Okay. Alright, so get ourselves a breeding pool. And start crabbing. I would say that Rune Crab is more durable, so play that one, I guess. Not sure what would deal 2. I guess Goblin Guide. Blocks Goblin Guide. Yeah, definitely always need to lead on Rune Crab, probably. Wooded Foothills, go. Explore, sure. So how about another Rune Crab? How about a fetch land? How about some mills? What are we playing against here? Give me the strength. Give me the strength to power through. Okay. Hit Conflagrate too. God. We're just gonna go turbo here. We've got so many crabs. I think we're just gonna try and just overcome. I don't even know. Dredge again. Gonna file this video under the comedy sub tab. Dark comedy, of course. Double Bloodghast, sure. And another Conflagrate. Oh my god. So we're effectively at 4 life, and they have double Bloodghast and Conflagrate. We're just dead. We actually can't win the game. Unless they have like only 1 land in their end. Because of the Creeping Chills, we're effectively at 4. And then with double Bloodghast and Conflagrate, we're actually just dead. So they didn't fetch end step. They don't want to get the Bloodghast and kill. Oh my god, they kept the 1-lander. Oh my god. Wow. Draw fetch land here. Oh my god. I can't even believe this is happening. Are they dead? We're milling a lot of cards. I mean, I don't think actually, if I can explore into another fetch land, maybe they're dead. Like, we're just doing it. We're not waiting. They don't have any lands, so they can't cast anything. So we're effectively just at 4 life, and they just can bring back Bloodghast whenever they want to, but all right, here we go. Well, I guess we could hit like Narcos and Amalgams. That'd suck. All right. We hit 0 copies of Narcomoeba. It just comes down to, we're just say go here. And hope that they have 29 cards left. We have a mill of 12 in play. And then 8 more. So we have 20 cards counted for. We also say explore, look for lands, and we have our draw step too. And I don't want to hit a Narco and allow them to get back Prize Amalgam, because we're effectively at 4 life here. So they should not draw land for Conflagrate. Could have bought my Bloodghast in the Amalgam too. Would have forced a chump probably. Yeah, it would have. They drew the land, we're dead. What? They brought back only one Bloodghast, and they're just passing the turn, and they're not conflagrating or doing anything else. I don't understand what they are doing. Now we can win? Yeah, I mean, Creeping Chills, I gotcha. Yeah, that's kind of how it's going to work. I mean, we should draw a land in our draw step or our explore step. They have 16 cards. Yeah, we try to cast Explore and then just draw land. I mean, when we believe we win the game, in that case, we're going to lose otherwise if we don't, but please God, just draw land. And not Simic Growth Chamber. Oh, actually, that would work fine, actually. Oh, man. I don't understand what they're doing. We're still alive. No, we're not. They just have conflict. We're just dead. We've been dead the whole time. I don't understand. They could have just killed us last turn. Maybe they're just playing around Archive Trap or something. Like, all right. Well, now we're officially dead. Like actually dead. I guess they're just playing around Archive Trap, but like, it just seems so ridiculously unnecessary, given that how we opened, you know. And now we're not doing it. What if I have? All right. I mean, I thought we stole that one, folks. I really thought we stole that one. I really, really did. But unfortunately, we did not. I'm going to reevaluate my stance on Visions from Beyond. Let's cut 2 Growth Spirals. Maybe cut like 2 of these, too. Maybe these are just bad. There's too small ball. Let's cut all of these, actually. No? I guess this is still a combo with Fraying Sanity. Let's cut like 2 of these and 2 Growth Spirals. And bring up Surgical. I want to leave the Visions in. Because with Surgical, we kind of need more material, I think. We don't want Ensnaring Bridge, so they're going to bring in various Abrupt Decay, whatever crap. Probably. We'll play first. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, come on. All right, we're going to mulligan. All right, yeah, we can keep this. It's like super awkward, but I mean, Field of Ruin's actually like pretty good against them. Unfortunately, we like want to play Sanctum Crab on one. We kind of want to keep the fetch land and the Growth Chamber and the Field of Ruin. I'm gonna ditch the field. All right, so we have Crab on one. We can go fetch land, crack, explore, or we can like chill depending on what they do, because we don't want to like go nuts with that Surgical, because like we're just gonna lose the game because we're gonna dredge for them. So like, just a super awkward waiting game, obviously. Oh my god. Oh man. All right. Maybe we want to like cut the crabs and try and just focus on the combo on like the with the enchantment and the 6 mana kick spell and try and one shot them. Maybe like that's the way we gotta go. Like that might actually be the path because the crabs are just so bad early. It's like they're bringing in lightning axe and stuff, but like the crabs are actually just terrible early. Because you just can't start milling them too early, or they just dredge, obviously. Without a surgical. If you have a surgical, it's fine, but hopefully they kept the hand doesn't do much, and like he's relying on us to mill them. Forgotten gave us a land. All right, that's a start. All right, poor Phantasmal Image, poor lonely Phantasmal Image. End step, haggle, sure. Thug, sure. Small dredge. Hit a sneak beat imp though, sure. They had an ox too. I mean, they're off to the races here if they want it. And unfortunately, the ox is gonna make our visions look pretty stupid too. The things I do for you fine folks, you know? The things I do. Oh, they have a Cathartic, or they have a just oxen? They're gonna ox. They lost their Conflagrate. That's kind of cool. All right, let's pitch the hand, draw 3. They discard a chill. That's pretty cool. So now they have 1 less chill. They get rid of a bunch of cards. They have 14 cards in the bin. Now they have less because they have the Narcos and the Amalgam. So actually have 10 cards in the bin. I guess we can like, hold on. We can like Phantasmal Image the Ox and try and like draw ourselves out of this. We're like just gonna cast Visions here, I guess. I mean, like, I guess I should have realized that earlier. It's obviously super, super unfortunate. If I had realized that earlier, we would have been able to get the prized amalgams. Oh man, when it rains it pours. Crap. I didn't consider the image play fast enough. And then obviously I couldn't know we were drawing surgical. I could have thought about that, but I mean now we have to surgical something because we lose it to the ox, which is unsap, I guess. Okay. Could like surgical creeping chill, I guess. They do have 3 chills left, right? No, they have 2. And we're losing 2 life to do it anyway. Bloodghast is kind of meh. We're in pretty big doo-doo here. Alright, we'll just hit the chill. Does not feel good, but alright, their hand is Thug, Loam, Imp, which is pretty bad. Hit the remaining chills. I'm gonna leave this chill in the graveyard, honestly. And then, I mean, they don't got much left, but they have 1 Conflagrate still. God, it sucks. Alright, we're gonna play land, play image, copy ox, discard and draw 3. That was pretty good. Of course, the awkwardness here is that we would need to use the fetch land to cast the Fraying Sanity, thereby making our crab worse. They only have 28 cards though, so like we play Sanity here, we just hit them for 26 cards next turn. If they dredge at all, they're just dead. That kind of plays, so just do it. We just draw land too. Just hope they don't dredge into Conflagrate, I guess. They're still a little off that, honestly, so. Will they dredge? Big moment here. They will not dredge. They will not dredge. They attack all. Ox blocks the Ox, which will make the mill 1. They're going to Stomping Ground, untapped. Get back Bloodghast. Sure. They're going to loan back some lands. Sure. I mean, that puts another card in their graveyard, which is good for us. I think they're just dead. Got a 5. Hitting those chills. I guess we'd be at 1 for the chills, but we would have been 7 with no surgical, but all right. That's 26 cards, so I guess we win. Double that mill, please. Ooh. You don't got any cards left. What you gonna do, opponent? We beat Dredge, folks. We did it. We won a game against Dredge. Game 3 for all the marbles. If we beat Dredge in this league, I'll be really, really happy. Like, really happy. I think we're gonna drastically change our sideboarding plan too, honestly. I think we're actually gonna try and do that and just focus on the Fraying Sanity, and maybe we just like completely change the deck. Bring in Ensnaring Bridge, Cyclonic Rift, Growth Spiral, bring all these back in, cut all the crabs and all the images. That's actually a perfect switch. Then we have our ramp, and our plan is to just get down Fraying Sanity and Cacophony. And Weather Storm beats the I actually like this a lot. I think we're learning, we're evolving here. We're learning and evolving. I love this. This is a really, really great plan, I think. Because the problem is the crabs just help them out early. You know, like, we kind of need to just like bide our time and then kill them and take advantage of the fact that they milled their cards. If we just mill their cards for them, then it kind of stinks, you know? This is kind of cool. Opponent mulligan 6. We're going to keep this. We actually have like a big storm turn. If we can like trap, surgical, weather storm all in one turn, that'd be really cool. We'll see. Obviously have to fetch, you know, but. Oh my god. Nah, they're going to do it for sure. Sanity. That's pretty cool too. So like, if they crack the fetch here, do I trap them? I don't think I do. Even though I have surgical, like, I think we can just wait for Fraying Sanity. Just too detrimental. Haggle. Discarding Life from Alone, sure. Hit Thug Imp, sure. Totally fine. They dredge Imp, they hit Bloodghast and Foothills, sure. Get back a naked Bloodghast, sure. Cast Loam for Blast Zone, fetch land, great. They also might think we don't have trap because we didn't use it, so they might just go and fetch next turn, which would be freaking awesome. It's like we actually have no crabs in our deck. That's we don't care about fetch lines anymore. I'm trying to get an island. Let's play this. There you go. Ideally, they fetch this turn. We cast a million spells and gain a million life. There's a Narc movement, but it's naked just by itself. That's fine. No problem with that. Do This is such a reward for everyone who stayed at the end of the video. Like, you're all the real MVPs. The fact that you're here for this, oh my god, this is incredible. This is incredible. This is incredible. They even cast a spell for us. Archive Trap you. God, what a glorious end to this video. Archive Trap you again. Creeping Chill, Narco Amoeba. Now, we don't really care about Creeping Chill because we're just playing Weather Storm for $1 million. We should get the amalgams, I think. So Surgical on Prized Amalgam. Their hand is bad. They've got a Conflagrate left. They have a Blast Zone and some Junkers, sure. I have 13 cards left, so I also have a Recall in our hand too. Now we can Weather the Storm and gain a whole bunch of life. Make those Creeping Chills look really silly. Next turn's Fraying Sanity, and then we just find any mill card and kill them. I forgot what their hand was. I don't think it matters though. Is there a Conflagrate in here? There is a Conflagrate in here. Might be a good target for Surgical. Let's see what they do. Don't care if they Ox because they'll lose a bunch of cards to Fraying Sanity. 23 is pretty safe. Blast Zone is far too slow to beat this. Sure. Attack for a lowly 5, not a problem. Alright, so nothing milled. Untap, draw. Recall, sure. So we play Ancestral Recall. Ensnaring Bridge, Cyclonic Rift. I guess Recall and Bridge is a little bit of a nombo, but sure. Guess we just Recall again. Just looking for blue source. Okay, that's really awkward. Sure. I mean, I guess this is fine. Like, they Blood Gas in their graveyard? No. So we could like bounce it and then Surgical them. But I guess we're just gonna play land and go and just get a dual land instead. But like, this isn't ideal. It's a pretty bad 6 cards, just 4 lands and a Rift. But also now our hand's super full for Bridge, which is kind of awkward too. But this is like fine. Could Surgical ourselves to empty our hand, which is like a backdoor possibility. That was 6 cards. We probably should hit this Conflagrate, actually. Actually, no, we can't. We need to hit it. We need to hit it before they can cast it. Right now, they would discard 6 cards and mill 6, and that would probably kill them. We're gonna hit it. Just a Fireball for 6. I guess this is fine. Wait a turn. We need to draw Archive Trap, Maddening. They didn't pump the Blast Zone? Huh. Creeping Chill. That's a play, sure. Okay. Mill a card, and then 10 cards left. There she is. We beat Dredge. We beat Dredge. All you believers who are still here, I really appreciate you holding out with me. We're best friends now. Basically, we're all really really close. Which is good in this day and age. It's tough, it's hard to reach out to people with pandemic and stuff, and everyone's kind of feeling kind of isolated. I don't feel isolated anymore. All right, all I feel is goodness. All I feel is warmth from all of you fine folks, my new best friends. Every person who's still watching this video right now, you are my friends, and I like you. We beat Dredge. Taste it, Dredge. I like our sideboard on the fly there too. It's definitely an interesting plan to accomplish. So we went 2 and 3, and given the fact we played Dredge twice and an Emrakul deck once, that's honestly pretty good. Definitely. I mean, the card Emrakul the Aeon Torrent is just a problem. It's just like the free. You put one Emrakul in your deck, and your win percentage against mill goes up by like 40%. It's like insane. Dredge is definitely a somewhat popular deck in Modern. I think that our sideboard plan in that last game seemed pretty effective, and that would probably be the way to go. And I think that would help us out a lot if we had done that the first time as well. First match loss against the Tarmogoyfs, that's just fine. I mean, we just lost to them. I think that's probably like a fine matchup. They just drew a lot of Tarmogoyfs, so we just kind of drew awkwardly. And that Bant deck is what I'd imagine would be good for us. Just like kind of a fair, dirtily deck. It's not really interacting with us on a proper axis, I imagine the combo decks we didn't really play against. Tron, not combo, like landy combo decks, like Tron, Valakut, Titan decks, Amulet. Should all be really good for us because they don't really interact with our crabs at all. We can kind of just do our thing unimpeded, just go crab, mill you. But yeah, definitely a pretty cool deck, pretty fun. Definitely a cool brew. I like that there's 2 angles here between making a million crabs. It's one angle. And then this little Fraying Sanity, Maddening Cacophony angle as well. And the Explorer kind of ties into both. It's really, really cool. So very fun deck, very cool brew. Again, this is at Dylan_MTG's brew, a content creator. Posts content on YouTube, onto YouTube and Twitch. I stole it, Dylan. I'm sorry I stole it. Hopefully you don't mad at me. And but really cool brew. I did change some cards. I added the Grazers. I added the Road Chambers. For the most part, though, it was mostly Dylan's deck. So check out Dylan and see more of his deck. Yeah, that's it. I'm really happy we got those last 2. I'm not gonna lie. I really was feeling pretty sad halfway through that video. After the Emrakul, after the Dredge deck, I was feeling kind of sad. But we held it together. We made friends, and I love you all. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm Jim Davis for CoolStuffInc.com. Definitely check out my companion article to this video. Every Monday I do a video article. A written article on CoolStuffInc.com is along with this video. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can hop on over to CoolStuffInc.com. Check that out. I do a written article every Friday. Last Friday's article was all about Nahiri Boom, my awesome modern land destruction deck with Mana Tithe in it. And yeah, CoolStuffInc.com is just the bomb. Best place to buy your cards. Free content every weekday. Use promo code Jim5, 5% off your order on CoolStuffInc.com, and get a free Davis Scalpel token. If you're still here, I love you. Seriously, you're the best. You're the best. Have a good one, folks.